Welcome to Serenity Fountains. Fountains that you can make with a minimum of fuss, tools, or money. As you can see, everything you need to know is included in this presentation. This is an attractive tabletop fountain that costs less than $20 to build. A $4 bowl from Kmart, some volcanic rock and chipped marble from a hardware store, and a $12 pump. You obviously have an interest in a fountain for yourself. Now you can have one at home and one in the office. Looking for a creative gift idea? What could be better than a tabletop fountain for less than $20? If you're looking for additional income, maybe this is the answer. This is a small aquarium pump that you can find online at Amazon.com or at Harbor Freight, Walmart, or pet stores that carry aquariums. This is the first fountain you will want to build. Once you have the bowl, the pump, and the stones, you can create this fountain in less than 30 minutes. But why hurry? Enjoy the process. This is everything you will need to build this fountain. Make sure that you rinse the marble chips well to remove any dirt or dust. The only tool that you'll need for this fountain is a drill. I use a 5/8" flat wood bit or a 5/8" metal bit. The flat top rock that I use is sandstone. Consider sandstone or another rock that can be easily drilled. If your drill will not accommodate a 5/8" metal bit, you can get a 5/8" drill with a 1/4" shank at your hardware store. This will fit into any 1/4 or 3/8" drill. Be creative and add some finishing touches, such as colorful stones and some fresh greenery. And how about that? You've created your first fountain. And now, the creative part of your mind will begin giving you new ideas that you can incorporate into future fountains. Let's take another step forward. This is basically the same idea as the first fountain, only now we will work with a slightly larger bowl. Since the bowl is deeper, we will need to add a plastic tube to the pump. Make sure that the rock resting on top of the pump is not too heavy. In other words, don't use a 4 or 5 pound rock. Use something light and about 1 inch thick. Coming up, I'll be showing you how to make the copper ring. Here you can see how the terracotta bowl looks without the copper ring and with the copper ring. This is much like the previous two fountains. This is a stainless steel solid bowl I purchased at Walmart. And here you can see the stainless steel solid bowl without the copper ring and with the copper ring. As you can see, for the copper ring, we're going to need a few tools. To end up with this, we're going to begin here. For measuring around a circular object, a heavy string or cord is more accurate than a metal tape measure. Don't let the copper ring confuse you. It is really quite easy. Once you have the measurements for your bowl, you can begin scribing and then cutting your copper with sheet metal shears. You'll want to cut out 1/2 inch squares on each end of the copper sheet. C-clamp a straight edge along the scribed line. Next, move up and down the length of the copper, hammering it up to a 90-degree angle. Here I am using a ball peen hammer, against a small anvil to hammer the copper over, closing the fold so that the copper is double thickness on the edges. In case the forming is not clear, here is another example. The lines are the scribed lines. Bend on the scribed lines. Where the two ends meet, they hook together. Hammer the fastened ends to lock them in place. Next, use some 2-part epoxy and C-clamp the joint overnight. To form the copper into a circle, gently roll it over a round object. Here I have used a 1-gallon paint can. If you try to make too much of a bend too quick, the copper will crimp. Next, roll it over something smaller. Here I've used a 2-inch piece of water pipe. The key word is gently, slowly working the copper into the shape you want. Using a ball peen hammer to peen the copper adds an attractive finish. But just as important, it gives the copper more strength, making the finished copper ring more rigid. It's amazing what you can do with a $5 plastic bowl. One of the advantages of this small pump is its compact size. However, this also means that over time it can get clogged. To adjust the flow of water, there is a small door that can be moved up and down to increase or decrease the flow. Here is something new. The inside of this fountain is similar to the other fountains. What sets this fountain apart is the cedar frame. I had a friend who is a woodworker build this cedar frame to fit the container. This is a very common plastic storage container. Choose one that will go in with your design and size of your fountain. The materials for the cedar frame was a piece of cedar, 1 inch by 8 inches by 8 foot. For the cord for the pump, I used a knife to rough out a notch, and then smoothed it out with a large bit on the electric drill. Since this is a larger fountain, I used a larger pump. First, I added the suction cups so the pump will be secured to the bottom of the container. Here I used a plastic container, much like you would use for leftovers, and I cut a notch out of it for the cord from the pump and then placed it on top of the pump so that the stones and rocks would not be directly on the pump. When drilling a hole in plastic, be sure and wear safety glasses, because some plastics will shatter. Place the plastic container over the pump, and then insert the tube. Place a flat rock, one which you have drilled a hole in, and put that down through the tube, resting on the plastic cover. Then begin adding gravel or marble chips and finishing off with larger stones. Place large rocks around the top and then filling in with more gravel or marble chips. For some finishing touches, using some ferns or ivy. Also, candles would be nice. I've never used candles, but I just thought about that. That would work in quite well. What I hope I have accomplished here is to whet your appetite so that you can take these basic ideas of mine and then run with them and begin to add your own creative approach in coming up with your designs.